Well, and I've said this before, and I don't know if it's been on one of the videos, but I know somebody who was in the OSI for a long, long time. And he even told me himself that when you're on base, you have to be careful about what your jurisdiction is, because just because it's on base doesn't mean it's their jurisdiction. Just like when we were in Corpus and you saw that gate running off that property.
Right.
That property that gate goes to may not be base property. It could be belonging to a farmer or a rancher that's still inside that base boundary, but they have no jurisdiction over it.
Yeah. Yeah. Jurisdiction's a funny thing. And when it comes to dealing with civilians, they have got to be extra, extra careful. And in this case, they weren't. And it's going to bite them in the ass. Elijah's going to end up suing them, and he's going to win. They'll settle because they're wrong.
And they should have known better, though.
You know, they should know better, but here's the thing. Nobody's ever challenged them on it before. So they had no reason to know better. But that just comes back to their response. Their response should have been more moderate. We're not putting a civilian in jail. We're just going to tell him to leave, and if he leaves, fine. And if he doesn't, well, then we'll do something. They didn't give him that chance. They came out there with the attitude of, you know, you're a civilian, you don't belong here, we're going to put you in jail. Well, guess what? That's going to cost you.
Yeah.
And if I find out who that captain is, and I will in time, when I find out who he is, I'm going to get this enlisted guy off the hook, and I'm going to hang that captain by his toes.
Yeah, that'd be good. If you find out that's true, that it was the captain that, you know, did that. Even
Elijah's already said it's true. Elijah said it's true.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. He did. Yeah, I remember now.
Yeah.
But I still think the trooper, I mean, the guy that, the sergeant or whatever it was, he wasn't even a sergeant, was he?
Yeah, he's an E5, I believe.
Okay.
A sergeant in the Air Force, though, is an E4, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
I think.
Okay. Well, he was just promoted. And
he still should have known better.
I agree. But I didn't hear the conversations. He may have known better. He may have objected to the arrest. I don't know. I didn't hear that conversation. So, what I do know is that officer stepped up and said, you know, bring the charges. So Glendale knew better and wanted to play, and that captain should have known better. So, like I said, when I find out who that captain is, and I will, when I get Elijah's paperwork, I'm going to hang that captain out to dry.
And I'm going to tell you this, and this is, you can say it's my opinion or whatever. This is my experience. I'll put it this way. So I've been around all branches of military, and I can specifically say, and maybe y'all can say different if you've seen it, but I can definitely say with the Army and Marines, you will never see them do that type of stuff, ever. I've never seen it, and I myself being in the Army, I know the Constitution means a lot when it comes to because you take an oath and you could die for that crap. Because we're the ground troops, you know what I'm saying? Grunts, you know?
Yeah.
So it's a little, I don't know, that's a very strong thing to mess with when it comes to, but I see the Air Force, and maybe it's because the Air Force, they have a lot more of the intelligence stuff and they get more stressed out about that or something. I don't know. But if you go near an Army or Marine base, they may come out or whatever, but they will never go as far as putting you in cuffs, man. That's just nuts.
I agree.
Nuts, man.
Yeah. That was when I was in the Army. Of course, it's been a lot longer than you know, you today. You know, it was the late 70s, early 80s when I was in the Army. And I could tell you when it came to deal, because I was an MP in the Army, and when it came to dealing with civilians, okay, we were hands off to the greatest degree possible, and that includes dependents. They didn't want us doing it. What we would do is you call the service member and you tell him to do it. You know, you settle your family down, or we're going to do something different. You know, if it came to something different, we called the civilian authorities in for the county sheriff in.
You know what they do now? In the military now, well, definitely the Army and Marines, I can speak for. The Marine, I mean, you still go to the brig or whatever, but like, for instance, if you disobey an NCO, and definitely in the Army, if you disobey the orders of an NCO or whatever, you could call the MPs, but now you can't do that. It's administrative action now.
I didn't know that.
But the standards are a little bit higher now, but used to, and this is when I was in, earlier when I was in, they still had that. If you disobeyed the order of an NCO or an officer in general, you could call the MPs. The MPs would, obviously check into it, And if it was valid, they'd arrest you, you know.